Jack Johnson holds a business administration degree from Benedict College in Columbia and a Juris Doctor degree from Howard University School of Law in Washington, D.C. Jack Johnson is considered by Africans in the Washington metropolitan as one of the first county executives who truly appreciates the presence of Africans in the United States. For instance, Prince George's County is the first and only county in the United States with an African trade office. Jack Johnson sees so much potential among Africans that he feels the need for yearly visits to the mother continent to see how much technology can enhance Africa's primary industry, agriculture.
Because when I came here 35 years ago, all of the Africans I met, the native-born Africans, were working, running elevators, driving cabs, and I used to meet my brothers and sisters, and it used to hurt my heart when they told me that they had a PhD or studying economics and were doing menial jobs. And you remember those days. And those days, and you struggle through it, and you have arrived to a point now. But you know what? There are a lot of people that are doing the same kind of work that you have done, and you can help them. You have risen a long way. And we are going to continue to rise together. We can rise together or we can fall together. And all of us are tied to a common future and a destiny tied into whether or not we help our brothers and sisters. So thank you, and may God bless each and every one.
He is passionate about children and plays the role of an unofficial counselor to the VNK Foundation. That is why we have adopted him as an African brother. Please welcome the 2010 Humanitarian Award recipient, Mr. Jack Johnson.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as the chairperson is going to be handing this award to His Excellency County Executive, then you have a word to say.
I'll just read the inscription here. It reads, the 2010 VK Nyambi Foundation Humanitarian Award presented to the Honorable Jack Johnson, County Executive, Prince George's County, Maryland, in appreciation for your outstanding contribution to our community. October 2nd, 2010.
Let me first say how honored I am to receive this award. As I leave public life in about 2 months, I look back and I am very proud of the opportunities that God has given to me. I want to thank all of you for standing with me over the years. I don't like to repeat myself, but I do want to say that I remember when I came to Washington 38 years ago in 1972. And those of you who were around back then know that this was a different community. Not only Prince George's County, but the entire United States and especially this region. And I do remember, and I think I remember so well because of my background coming out of South Carolina through the struggles of discrimination, living in communities where the color of our skins meant everything. And so I felt the suffering not only of my brothers and sisters who were held down, but somehow God gave me a connection to our homeland. And it's been so important to me. And I remember the brothers and sisters that I met when I came to Washington, D.C. And especially our African brothers and sisters who were never given an opportunity to rise to the level of excellence that they were. And for some reason, God touched me, and through my eyes, I could see those sufferings and those who were not given opportunities. So when I rose to a point in life where I could make a difference, I think everyone would say that I really did try and I did make a difference. So tonight I am just honored to be here. I want to thank my friends, the Nyambis, for the wonderful work that they do. When I think of them, I think of the 5th chapter of the 11th verse of Luke, where a man came to Jesus and said, how do I inherit eternal life? And Jesus said, what is written in the law? And he said, love thy brothers and sisters and thy neighbors as thyself. And then the lawyer asked Jesus, who's thy neighbor? And then Jesus told the story of the Good Samaritan that helped really a stranger. And then Jesus said, go and do likewise. And so, Brother Nyambi, you and your wife and your family have lived the story and are living the story of the Good Samaritan. Folks that you don't know personally, you know that they are your neighbors and they are your brothers and sisters, and you have to love them like you love thyself, and you have done that. And all of us must reach out together to make a difference. There are suffering all over this country and Africa and the world. And all of us have in us the power to make a difference. And that's what we must do. So as I leave public life, I can tell you that I will not leave this community, and I will not leave my love for Africa and the African people. And I just want to say that I really believe that my calling is on the continent, and I will be spending most of my professional life there, making a difference and helping all of us to grow together so that we can influence the world, that we can make the foreign policy for this country, and that we can set the educational standards of excellence. We can create the enterprises of the future. We can create the energy and the infrastructure that will allow our people to grow and set the example of excellence in the future. It's going to happen, it will happen, and we can make it happen in our lifetime. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, the Honorable Jack Johnson.
All right, the next, ladies and gentlemen, Chairman, you might just stay where you are. We're going to bring the next recipient. Of course, is somebody not of the same career as our county executive. It's going to be someone else who has served a lot in the Cameroonian community. He is, of course, of the medical field. Most of us know when you travel from Cameroon and you come out here, some of us, we do not have insurance. But this gentleman, you know what he does. When you show up at his doorstep, he will treat you without insurance. Give you medication, send your parents home, send you home happy. And some of those works, some of us know. And I would like all of you to recognize this man, look in his face. Let's celebrate him while he's still alive. Let's look in his face and say, thank you very much for your services. For those of you, if your parents come from Cameroon and you do not have insurance, please refer me. I said it. Go to, let's welcome, hold hands together one more time to Dr. George's Hour. Please, let him come to stage. We have my hostesses will take him and bring him up here. If you have a parent, you do not have insurance and you're worried what you're going to do and you have some palpitations, some heartbeat that you don't understand, call Dr. George's. Yes. Fine man. As they usher him to stage, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep clapping and let's honor this man. We're looking in his face and we're telling him thank you. He's going to stay right here with us. And then please just bear with me. My clips are not too long. Watch what Dr. Awa has done in the community. Listen.
Dr. George Awa migrated from his native Cameroon to the US in 1981. While in the US, Dr. Awa, as he is fondly called by his patients and colleagues alike, gained both a PhD in pharmacology and an MD from the University of South Dakota. A true philanthropist, Dr. Awa uses his medical expertise to exemplify the Bible's Good Samaritan.
Now I'm feeling better due to Mr. Awa. So Awa is my personal doctor, given by God. God caters for my heart, soul, and He caters for my body. So up to now, I'm still with Dr. Awa. Thank you.
Not only does he financially sponsor children who are unable to pay school fees.
I'm a son of Hampton, and of course, as you know, Secretariat is in Hampton. And I grew up just next to Secretariat. Because of my interest in this school and for the students over there, I'd like to make a donation for $2,000.
Dr. Awa, on behalf of the Cameroonian community here, we really want to appreciate you. A most generous giver, I'm telling you. This gentleman will give and give and give. And he signifies what the Bible says, that when you give, you receive. He is the $1 million man.
But in this era of commercialized healthcare, Dr. Awa brings a sense of community feel to the profession. Dr. Awa is known for his regular home visits to his patients.
All this he does for me is very, very free.
In addition, Dr. Awa believes in brain gain among Africans. And that is why once a year, Dr. Awa is seen in Cameroon offering free consultations.
All this is very, very free.
And for these activities, he has received an honorary red feather from the Fund of Mankind. Please welcome our Philanthropist Award winner, Dr. George Awa.
Dr. Awa, it's my pleasure to present this to you, and I'll read for the audience what's inscribed on the plaque. The 2010 V.K. Nyambi Foundation Philanthropic Award presented to Dr. George C. Awa, MD, PhD, Washington Hospital Center, in appreciation for your outstanding contribution to our community. October 2, 2010.
Brothers and sisters, His Honorable the Executive Jack Johnson, I'm very honored to receive this award tonight. And as was said earlier, I'm sure there are many of us out here who probably deserve this award as well. I don't have much to say, but I would like to remind all of us here about one thing. If we truly believe in the Bible and truly believe in Judgment Day, then I think what drives us to perform while we're here on earth is thinking about that Judgment Day, when the Lord will say, when I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was in prison, you visited me. When I was hungry, you fed me. Now enter into my kingdom. So if we keep those that Bible quotation in mind, that may help us to look at these kids who are orphaned by the spread of this disease and other underprivileged children, and perhaps that would turn our minds so that we can do something to support these kids. I think everyone has the capability of doing something. What we may lack is the ability to do it. But whatever that lack of ability is, we all know that we have the capability. If we can overcome our disability, we can do something for the rest of mankind. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hold hands one more time for Dr. George's hour. I think the next person, as you can see, I think the foundation intentionally had to touch people from different walks of life. We have seen county executive, somebody from corporate, and now we've seen somebody from the medics, and now we're going to see somebody from the technological part. Okay. A couple of years ago, those of you who remember that history, I mean, the documentary is going to speak for itself. We had a young man, of course, back when he came to the United States, a lot of us as county executive had seen and noticed. Most of us were driving cabs, doing odd jobs. But this fine man came here in his early ages. He was already in IT. He did his best. And when he achieved what he had, he shared with tons of Cameroonians. He changed the lives of a lot of us sitting in here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hold hands together one more time. For this fine man, nobody other than Mr. Jean-Claude Monaghan. Is he in the house? A man who shared his vision. As they usher him to stage, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have his clip run. You bear with me again as we're doing. I'm sorry for the earlier one for Dr. George's. Those are technical mishaps. Bear with me, I know we're fumbling out here, and I'd really love you to watch this video. It's dated way back, and he did his miraculous transformation in the lives of lots and tons of Cameroonians. While my technical crew is doing what they're doing, I thought we did a perfect rehearsal this afternoon, but I guess we were fumbling. Everything worked well when I was here this evening, but for some reason tonight it's loading, and I hope it's going to play now.
Jean-Claude Monaghan, popularly known as JC among his friends and family, was born and raised in the southern province of Cameroon. After gaining experience as the principal IT engineer with Intelcom, a Cameroonian telecommunications organization, JC migrated to the US at the age of 25. Faced with the vastly new IT technology that challenged him in the US, JC taught himself the new relevant applications and softwares, which led to him occupying various high-level positions with organizations like IBM and FBI, just to name a few. A selfless individual by nature, JC went ahead to empower other Africans, especially Cameroonians, by imparting his knowledge on them.
Mr. Nyambi, I want to thank you very much for this unique opportunity to say a little bit of what I think about a very interesting and very important person of Mr. Jean-Claude Monaghan. Jean-Claude, what he did has uplifted us he took us into corporate America. There was a time when everybody was a blue collar or was satisfied as being a blue collar worker. Took your paycheck and would live paycheck to paycheck. But Jean-Claude demystified corporate America. He took us out there and taught us how we could excel, and in fact we excelled. In very many software development and biggest computer companies, Oracle and so on, there are offsprings of Jean-Claude directly or indirectly in there, and they are senior engineers, excelling in what they do, senior top managers, and they all started from Jean-Claude Monayon. As I say again, I do not know how we can thank you. What you said, we were 500 in that class, but it trickled down. I too had my own 10 or 20 that I have trained, and another person has another 10, 15, or 50. And Sachu Awundaga has trained hundreds of them. And it trickles down, and this information, this knowledge that you've imparted on us, helped me personally, economically very well, helped my family very well, and in fact, my family, extended family back home and everywhere, we felt, comfortable. If anybody or everybody can do something like this, as I said, the sky is our limit. How many non-Cameroonians did you teach? A lot of them. So your impact is not just within the Cameroonian diaspora, it's not just within Cameroon, but it's spread all throughout Africa. How many non-Africans that I've taught as well. You see, so you have really done a wonderful thing. You have really impacted the world. And if everybody listening to this could do 1/4 of what you have done, inspire 1/4 of the number of people you have inspired, this world will definitely be a different place.
Because of someone like JC, people are actually living, lifestyles that they never dreamed of. I mean, it actually changed a generation of Cameroonians, a generation of Africans. Because I remember before coming to this country, the average Cameroonian was into security guard or, maybe working in nursing homes and all that. But the generation that came after JC's revolution, I mean, they've all been going into one form of IT, I still have people today who are talking about getting into Oracle, they're taking database administration training. I mean, today, 13 years after, and I still know quite a good number of them who are getting jobs, and all this came about because, somebody had a vision, somebody thought about empowering Cameroonians, empowering Africans. And I remember when I was going to that class, I mean, that's exactly what Jean-Claude was talking about. He's going to empower you people. He's going to get you people into corporate America. He's going to give you the confidence that you require, to go out there and live your dreams. And, I could count quite a good number today. I mean, those that I personally trained, I have a good number that I could count. I think, what JC did, I don't know if somebody else in this generation will be able to do that, but I'm hopeful, as I say, if you get to the top, do all you can to empower your people, to bring them up to the same level. If you get up there and you see an opportunity, don't stay there, don't sit quiet. I think there's enough to go around for everybody in this country, and we should encourage people to do the kind of things that JC did, empowering your fellow citizens.
As a result, JC changed the dynamics of the Cameroonian job market within the US, breaking away from blue-collar jobs into corporate America. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jean-Claude Monayon, our Empowerment Award recipient.
Yes.
We're all very happy, JC, for you, and I'll just read again the inscription here. It reads, ladies and gentlemen, the 2010 VK Nyambi Foundation Empowerment Award presented to Mr. Jean-Claude Monégon, Guru in Information Technology, not my Guru in Information Technology, in appreciation for your outstanding contribution to our community, October 2, 2010.
All right. You just imagine this. I had an assignment around 1986 from the US government, and I left New York. The assignment was in New York. I left New York, I came to Washington, D.C. because that's where I was leaving. I took a cab from National Airport, and the taxi driver, an African, told me that he had a master's degree but had to drive a taxi. That's the beginning of the story. From that standpoint, I have taught thousands of them. Chinese, most of them Africans, Chinese, Japanese, name it. All this, I'm telling you that just because I want to make sure every one of you guys understand. For every step anybody else makes on you, make sure you make the same step on somebody else. Very important. Okay? You will not believe how much it costs to take a class on Oracle Database Administration. You won't believe how much it costs to take a class in computers. 1986, Africans were driving cabs. Some of them were working at restaurants. I decided to teach them computers, database management system. I decided that when I was working for IBM, that I will only work for IBM unless IBM allows me, gives me a lab to teach Africans. And IBM accepted. I decided that I was not going to work for Northern Telecommunication unless they give me a huge lab for Africans. There was a room in Virginia as big as this thing. It had about 800 people. I taught them computers. Some of them didn't know what a keyboard was, by the way. I took them from not knowing the keyboard to being database administrators who will be able to work for MCI, IBM, Yahoo, and so forth. These are Africans. But above all that, I was nobody, because I was just a pen in the hands of the Most High God. I hope you guys understand that. I hope you understand that I was just a pen in the hands of the Most High God. A foundation like this, Nyambi, Mr. Nyambi here was a student of my class. But again, unless he understands that to take care of those children, those poor, sick children, he has to be a pen in the hands of the Most High God. He's not going to succeed. I hope you understand that also. I have seen, and you guys will have to remember this, I have seen all kinds of Africans just because of this thing. I taught them for free free. Since I started teaching them, I've never taught any African asking them to pay me money. It was for free, and there's none of them in this room and anywhere else who will tell you that I taught them and I asked them to pay me any money. Okay? A lot of them, you will see them. I mean, some of you guys will probably know them. Some of them are here. They learn it for free, and they learn it and they became competitive. Africans became competitive. In fact, when I was hiring them for a company like Network Solution, VeriSign, I dictate the salary that an African is not supposed to make less than $80,000 a year. And they know it. Nigerian, Cameroonian, Senegalese, but then again. So we all need to remember, for a foundation like this one, as we